Hello, this is Karnitzo,
This is Gafnit Salvi.
and we're waiting for another minute before we start. We're very, very excited to be with you today. And new moon, new knowledge, and this time around the territory of night, sleep, and dreams. Very, very important subjects.
For all of us
Yes.
around the world. It doesn't
Yes.
matter if we are young
Mm-hmm.
or mid-age or puberty or very, very old. We all like to sleep well.
Yes, wonderful. So we see that people joined us. It's so great to see everybody. We can't see you. So the way for us to know you're here is for you to say hello. You can wave, you can send a heart, you can just say hello, and then we'll see that you joined us. And this would be really wonderful. So we know that we're not only talking to ourselves, but we're actually talking to you. And the whole idea of this process is really to have time also for a conversation, for your questions. So if you're here, please wave or send us a heart or say hello so we know that you are here. And hi, Anne. It's very good to see you. Wonderful to see you, Anne. And we'll start, right?
Yes.
We will start.
We will start.
So maybe just to say that this is the first time of New Moon, New Knowledge, which is a monthly ritual to introduce new esoteric knowledge at the entrance of a new moon. And it goes together with full moon process, which will happen in 2 weeks' time. And I'm Karnitzo. This is Gafnit, my amazing friend, Gafnit Salvi. I'll introduce her. But just to say that today we're going to talk about night, dreams, and sleep. It turns out that so many people have insomnia, have trouble in sleeping, and we're asleep a third of our life, and no one actually taught us how to sleep. And sleep is a very important subject, so we are going to talk about that today. And we're going to talk about what is night, what are dreams. There is really plenty to do. It's a 45 minutes meeting, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
We'll see. Very, very open to your questions. And in 2 weeks' time, we'll have a longer process, a full moon process to do with that. It will involve even more tools like a meditation, advice on how to fix your room so you will sleep better, what kind of processes to do before you go to sleep, when you wake up. So this is in 2 weeks' time. But today we are going to open up this amazing territory of night, sleep, and dreams. So this is Gafnit. I met you, Gafnit, 16 years ago. And when we met, I told my husband, when I grow up, I want to be Gafnit. I know now this is not possible, but she is an amazing woman. She does so much. She is the co-founder of the Golden Education Template, which is an amazing school that has branches all over the world with a new way of thinking how to educate children and to teach. She is the founder of the Y-Talk, which is the Youth Template of Peace, which is an amazing international peace movement and youth movement. And she is an artist. Every time you see me work from here, you see the spirals in the back. This is Gafnit's work. So she's an artist and an innovator and just does so much. And now you are heading towards your new book. You want to say
First,
few
I
words?
want to
Oh, yes.
introduce you.
Okay.
So when I met Karni, so I didn't remember it 16 years ago, but I said, oh my God, such a young person, so much exploring the world, no fears. I mean, maybe there is fears, but it's like a young child love to explore the world. And I remember the first time we went to a meeting about the new astrology.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like looking at Karni and said, new astrology? What are you speaking about? There is no such things. You know, the ball is rolling and it will be always the same. And now it's a talk of the day.
Yes.
So your bravery is like amazing because you really want to research. And Albert Einstein once said, if you know already the result, it does not call research.
Mm-hmm.
So research is something that you explore and you find out and you seek and you find out with more people. And I think you are an amazing inspiration and you help me a lot to fulfill one of my dreams come true, which is the book of Good Night Sleep. And that now it's about to be published very soon with many people help. Because many people contribute to the Head Start, and it's a platform where you can contribute before and then you get the book by post. So it's more than 113 at the moment percent.
Yes, success.
And success, big success because of your help.
Yes, and it's still, you can still pre-order the book. So one of the things I'll do just after this meeting, I'll post the link for you to pre-order Gafnit's amazing book, the Good Night Sleep book.
Yes.
Yes. So, and just to say, if you're here, wave, send a heart so we know you are here. We can only see you if you respond to us. So you can say hello, you can wave, you can send a heart, and then we know you're there. So it's wonderful to see that people are joining.
Yeah, it will not interfere with the...
No, we love interference of this sort. So maybe we'll start with one question, okay? Which question will we start with?
What is night? How come the night actually appear on the planet Earth? And how come it's not on the all global is at night in the same time? Yes. This is fascinating question.
Yes. So what is night? So if you have an idea, what is night? What is the night? If you have an idea, you can write down a quick answer and we'll get to that very, very soon. In the meantime, maybe you can show us your book, or not the actual book because it's not printed yet, but the almost book.
Almost book. This is one of the cards. Actually, the book is working on a natural frequency of the spectrum, which is to do with 7 color, where the light is break down to 7. And many things in our life is actually 7 days, 7 holes in the face, and good idea. So actually the book contains this 7 meditation and cards where people can actually go through the process at night. Either it's a child or in puberty or an adult, we can go through this question and it will help us to make our brain settle down, because one of the things that causes great irritation of not being able to sleep is being bothered. And these 7 cards really help us to put things in the brain in the right kind of storage and to make us more settled in 7 levels.
Yes.
Which is fascinating. So I think someone responded.
Yes, really, I don't see. I'll see the response, I think. Yes, maybe okay. I just missed it.
Okay.
Yay, wonderful, great. If you're here, say hello, wave, send us a heart. This is wonderful. Yeah, so this is a book that actually can be read as a bedtime story for children or for adults, but it actually holds a whole process to make people sleep better, which is very, very important.
Yeah, it's like when we want to cook a very nourishing meal at home, we need to get the product either by growing the vegetables or going to buy them and then wash them and then decide what we want to do and then make the meal, set the table, and then it's like a little ceremony. All the family is invited and everybody is nourished by the best food and also the feeling of nourishment and preparation. And then everybody clear the dishes and so on and so on. Sleep is like this. We can fall asleep like boom, you know, in the bus, in the train, in front of the TV. Sleeping can be everywhere, but will it be a quality sleep? Will it be a nourishing sleep? Will it be a cleaning sleep? Will it be a preparation charging our inner battery towards the day after? This is a very good question.
Yes.
Because we can also grab something from the fridge and eat it, but will it be really nourishing? It will give us a little bit of energy, but it's not what we're looking for. We're looking for much more, because our design meant really to spend third time,
yes.
time in sleeping. Why is it so much? I mean, we could sit in front of our mobile telephone, TV, everything, like pubs, like walking in nature, so much more if we wouldn't be sleeping. But what kind of a miserable life we will have if we will not be with the natural flow of sleeping? So what is night?
So
How
what is night?
prepared?
It's a good question. Let's explain that. Let's bring the world in.
Yes.
let's explain night. Okay. So, as you know, the world revolves around its axis. And if Gafnit here is the sun, and she definitely is the sun, can you hold a candle so we really will know that you are the sun? So if Gafnit is the sun, then half of the time, one part of planet Earth will face the sun, and the other one, which is nice because it has here the black area, will be at night. So it's a very, very natural process. You know, we think about the morning as the sun rising in the east, setting in the west, but actually this is not so, because the sun is something very, very constant. The sun is actually a star. So we are lit by starlight during the day, getting so much energy. We know that everything here on planet Earth comes from the star energy of the sun. All life that we see, yes? So we get this amazing energy, but I think that if we will be bombarded with it all of the time, imagine being in a huge party 24 hours non-stop, then we won't be able to do things. So thank God, please hold this candle. So thank God, there is a whole process that we can take some sunlight in, some star quality in, and then go to the night process, which is very important. You know, some people think, oh, maybe sleeping is a waste of time. Oh, I shouldn't sleep that much. You know, why am I only alive, you know, for several hours a day? But actually, the process of night and day is very, very important, and it goes together.
It helps us actually to, you know, when we have energy, we need to know what to do with it. So if we have energy and we didn't have time to process it, this energy is getting wasted, or it's burned things in our life. And specifically now where we're becoming such a small global village. So people work like from Shanghai, from Berlin, from Tel Aviv, from Cairo, and they need to be attended all the time. But will it make our sleep quality? Or we will wake up with every time our mobile telephone is blip, blip, and we can say to our partner all over the world, look, I need my time of sleep. I will be much more conscious, much more inspired, much more aware if I will sleep well. So we can't attend everything 24 hours, 7 days a week. We need our resting time.
Yes. And maybe we'll ask you this question. It's Gafnit's idea. So we'll ask you a question, and please write down in the comments your answer. Yes. When you go to sleep at night, are you going to sleep because you are tired, or because you know in advance that tomorrow you'll need to wake up and at a certain time? Okay, so you can just reply, you know, either tired or clock. This would be great. We'll wait a minute for your responses. Yes, so are you going to sleep because this is the natural process for you? You ended the day, you're tired, or are you not going to sleep even though you're tired because you have still work to do? Or are you going to sleep now because you know that tomorrow you need to wake very early. Okay, so think about it.
Yeah, and there is no good and bad answer. This is just evaluation for ourselves. Or
Yes.
are we going to sleep because we are bored?
Yes, depressed. So much depression, and lots of sleep also has to do with depression. Many people today, they don't know what to do with their time, and they lack the energy, the creativity, the passion to live. So they go into sleep. So sleep can associate with something bad, but it's not.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
So as you write down, please write down if you're sleeping when you're tired or when you are, or according to the clock. And in the meantime, I'll say that as you know, we are not only our physical body, we are also our aura that is around us, that holds all the processes, mental processes, emotional processes. And planet Earth is the same for that matter. It also has its aura, which is the atmosphere, and you can actually see it. It's a blue bubble that surrounds planet Earth. But it has a very special shape because the Van Allen belts and all the Earth's aura, it's not round around planet Earth. It has two different parts. The part that is heading towards, it's actually, we learn to think it's an apple.
Yeah.
But
it's not.
It's not. Oh. It's not. Half of it is an apple. So here is a huge protection from the sun. Okay, so we know that during the day we're bombarded by the sun. Here in Israel, you can really, you need to cook yourself. You need to have protection. You have lots of sunlight energy. So planet Earth needs to have her sunscreen or hat on, but also this very huge energy. When during the day we can actually only see around us. We can only see planet Earth, and the atmosphere protects us from the solar winds and from too much solar energy that can be too much for us. So there is here a bubble, and it's an interesting thing that here in the poles, this bubble is lacking, and this is where you can actually see the aurora borealis and the aurora australis, because you don't have this protection. If we wouldn't have this protection, we would see it all over
the world.
I wish. You have
a disco ball?
Light. Yes, to taste it. Okay, and on the other side, it's not like that.
Oh yeah, it's like a tail.
Exactly, it's like a tail. Okay, so when we know that actually there is less protection, and Earth is much more open in this side. And as we remember, we revolve around it. So we have the sunlight and the huge protection that keeps us inside during the day. And during the night, it is a whole new process, because we know that during the night we can actually see stars, and stars are something very, very distant. What our first thought is, you can see much better during the day, but actually you can see much, much, much further during the night. So the night is a time of other processes where you can really go out, and you can't do it maybe in the aware way.
Yeah.
But you can do it
at night. Because in the daytime we are maybe more aware and conscious about things, where at night there is also the semi-conscious and unconscious is very active, and they give, like at daytime, some of our impression we can't perceive it anymore, so it's go to our semi-conscious and unconscious. At night, these two storage can actually give us impression and bring it into the upfront. So this is where dreams is actually coming to be very active.
Yes.
Where things that we didn't imagine we perceive. It can be a smell, a sense of smell. It can be a bright color of the rose, which was very unique. It can be the eyes of someone that we saw, where we didn't notice because we saw so many people. But at night, this brown, dark eyes is really coming, and we say, wow, we could see something from the inward of the person, and it might be of, you know, like a split of a second, but it's made an impression for us. And we acknowledge this person, although we don't know his name, what he do, where he's from, but we acknowledge another life.
Yes. So it's a time to process.
Yes.
Maybe also.
Yes.
And so during the day we are bombarded by impressions. And during the night we can slowly, you know, take maybe something and have a whole process with it, with our dreams. I want to show the cards, yes, for my astrological cards I've created. So this is the card of the sun. So this is the daytime where everything is straight lines, very aware, very conscious. We can lead our life, lead our chariot. And during the night, we can go into different realms, exactly, and directions, and be led by something else. And today is also the new moon. And today, this is why we're doing this meeting today. So a new moon means, can you hold let's see what maybe the bell will be the moon. So this is the sun, this is the moon. New moon means that the sun and moon are very close to one another now. And now for a whole month, the moon will have a whole cycle. In 2 weeks' time, there will be the full moon. And this is why also we're doing new knowledge at the new moon, because something can enter new from the sun. Yes, like this. Ding, okay, it's interesting. Dreams, night, very interesting. Now we need to have a whole process till things come to their full moon. And in the last 2 weeks, things start to get reduced. So the moon is smaller. And actually, this is the time, you know, that usually we have great ideas. Yes, and then we want, you know, we want to walk every day, we want to write a book, we have all sorts of ideas, and at some point it gets diminished. So this is also a very, very natural cycle. Yes, and then we can know how to use it. So maybe another way, if you can hold again the sun,
sure,
is to think about the 2 weeks of the moon when it gets fuller as a day, a longer day. So this is the process. And then you have another 2 weeks process which resembles the night, where, you know, during the nighttime we can get rid of what's not right. Maybe we'll say a few words about that with dreams.
Yeah.
But also we can have different processes. So for example, in 2 weeks' time we will have a longer meeting with actual processes. It will be different. It will be through Zoom, and it will involve meditations and full participation. We'll actually see one another.
Yes, because we miss you.
Very much. It's very difficult to talk to the void.
Yeah.
And so this is it's something natural and something to think about also during the day, during the night. You know, it's we're not really stopping. We're in a different process. You want to say something about
I want to say about two things. First of all, about the fact that there is pollution of light, as we know already, because we live in the world where produce a lot of electricity. So every dark corner of the forest or the park or the highway is full of light, and also our house. I mean, we used to go to sleep when the light would go down, which is a natural process of closing the day, and wake up with the first bird, you know, with the first ray of the sun. But now we are completely different. We have completely different life, and there is no bad or good. This is what is. We know that when we go for a trip in the desert or in the, you know, on the mountain, we feel really that we want to go to sleep when the sun goes down, and we wake up with the first ray of the sun that come to our front eyes and, you know, make us really joyful and happy. But we live in a different world where we are the masters of our own time. Because if we let the light be our master, we will need to be awake all the time. So this is something to consider, that we are the master. Like we are the master to our brain. We tell our brain what is important. And our brain is fulfill our needs. Yeah, it supply us with knowledge, supply us with comparison, it supply us with memory and with good idea. So this is one thing about light, and actually it's really disturb us from seeing the stars.
Yes.
So sometimes it's really good to go to the beach or other places where we can actually look at the stars, because it's a very, very long view. And it's also give us proportion of the vast, vast, vast life blanket of stars. Yeah. Whilst in the daytime we see the sky and it's in a way one dimension. Only when there is clouds we can have this kind of game. So this is something. And about sleep. Sleep is actually going from brainwave to brainwave to brainwave. Where when we are awake is an alpha wave, which are like totally alert. You see it on children, you see it on people that are driving. They need to be totally alert. Totally alert. When we do shopping, we need to be totally alert. Otherwise, our shopping
I'm not sure if I'm alert when I'm shopping.
Will be full of things that, how come we bought it actually? So from the alpha waves, we go into theta, which is really help us to slow down. Really help us to slow down. It's a different music. It's a different tone of voice. It's a different activity. And you know it, sometimes in the house we can't bear anymore the super noise, or the puberty child that hear this technical music or techno music or whatever, because we is in alpha and we are already in theta. So we need to slow down. And this is where we go to delta, which is the deep sleep, which will help us to generate our energy. But before we generate new energy and store it, we need to clean. We need to clean ourselves. And if we go to sleep, for example, without a shower, that we took either in the afternoon or in the evening, it depends when we came back from work or from the movie or from party with friends. If we don't take a shower, our cleaning in the sleeping will be much harder, because water is cleaning. Being in the shower, it really helps us to, and we all know it, we all feel it, and it's a wonderful feeling to be more clean. And we say, how come we got so, in a way, dirty in one day? But it's like this because we process so much. Our conscious process so much, our semi-conscious process so much, and also that. So if we go to sleep, after we clean ourselves, after we wash ourselves, the regenerating of our energy will be with a much better quality. Do you get what we're speaking of? I'm sure all
Please
of us.
tell us. Yes, just respond yes.
Yeah.
Or ask questions. If you have a question, please write it down.
Yeah.
It would be wonderful if we can
Cooperate.
really cooperate. Exactly.
Yes.
So it's a conversation and not a transmission.
Yes. So this sleeping is when we are more clean, and when we are not after a big meal, you know, it's great to go to a restaurant. It's wonderful. But if we eat really heavy, late dinner, part of our body will be so busy in trying to digest it, not to leave it as a bulk in our stomach, digesting system. So if we want to eat something, let's try to do it not very late. I mean, we have what we have. If we come back from work at 11 at night and we need to eat, we will eat. But it's things to be aware that if we eat less in the night, you know, the fridge mice that like to open it each time, see what's new. This make our sleep less of quality and less good.
Yes.
So these are two things. The other thing is really how is our bedroom arranged.
Yes, which we will say much more about it in the
next
2 weeks time.
Yes.
In the big
Yes.
webinar
Yes.
of full moon process.
Yeah, but it's things that if we are aware, because no one actually is speaking about it. I remember I gave a lesson in actually Carney for Neta.
My daughter.
Yeah, in the school about sleep, and they said, but how come we never heard about it?
Yes.
And you know how many children actually need to take their medicine because they consider to be ADHD, but actually it's a lack of good hour of sleep.
Yes, or a sleep that doesn't allow the process of cleaning.
Natural process.
Natural process. So naturally, as sleep should be something, we're bombarded with things during the day, right? Thank you. And sleep should be something natural that allows us both to clean and go into the different parts which we didn't maybe fully understand during the day, and also we can go into higher realms during our sleep. But most of the time we don't, because we are too busy cleaning ourselves during the night.
And maybe it's good to say a few things about dreams if you're interested. I'm very curious.
Yes,
about
dreams, please.
So dreams can actually, if I make it really, really simple, because there is so much to say, so much to discover.
And we will open that more
Yes,
again.
but I will say that some dreams are really help us to clean. Really help us to clean. Frustrations, agony, ecstasy, things that were not clear.
Surprises during the day.
Yeah, things that we didn't expect them. It really helps us to clean. So one level of dream is cleaning. The other level of dreams is to maintain the good order and understanding of life. What was a day like? What new things I learned? Which kind of new people I met? What did I do? What could I make better? Like the maintenance life,
Yeah.
And there is also the custodial. It's things that we can actually connect to a new things that will give us a revelation, a new understanding, and the next morning we'll say, oh my God, for 10 years I'm thinking about it, and I actually got it, got the hint in my dreams.
Yes.
I got something new in my dreams. And these are rare, for some people are rare dreams, for some it's more. And we will also speak about how we can actually require more of these dreams.
Yes.
In the next
in the
call.
next meeting, which we'll have much more time for processes.
Yeah.
Because now we're just opening the territory, in introducing new knowledge. But now we have 2 weeks to think about it, and then time to have a whole process with that. I remember when I was a child, I slept a lot at my grandparents, and my grandfather was a very, very wise man. Every time before I went to sleep, he would sit near my bed, and he will ask me, so Connie, what did you learn today? What new things did you learn today? And I'm thinking now, what a smart thing to do before I go to sleep.
Yes,
it's part of your book, actually.
Yes, it is.
To have this process, and also in the larger Zoom webinar, will give ideas for processes to do before we go to sleep.
Yeah, and in the morning.
And the meditation that you can actually do before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
To have a better quality of sleep.
Yes, and just to say that I born in a kibbutz, so we used to sleep apart from our parents and also our grandparents, of course. So actually no one asked me, what did I learn today? I mean, my parents have 5 children, so they had to go from place to place to put things to place and go to sleep. Put us to sleep and go to their own separate house. But it's really gave me a great deal of courage to be my own person. and to really not to blame them on anything, because building a kibbutz in Israel, it's something very unique. People were so busy in it. But I learned to run fast because I used to run to find them. And also I think part of my desire and my passion to write a book is really about this. It's in a way a healing and a remedy for the time I was awake like book at night, because I used to smell things that I couldn't, and I used to hear and all kind of things, and we were many children in the same little room. But there is something that if we take something that happened in our childhood and we make something out of it, we actually heal this wound or this unclarity or this state of happening, and we make something new out of it.
Yes.
And it's also in the little book. It's actually not a big book. It's 28 pages. So it's
precious pages, like diamonds.
Yeah. So it will actually help a lot.
Yes. Wow.
We need to see what's the time.
Exactly. I think we're towards the end of this session. I want to say a few words, and also if you have any questions or remarks or just want to say thank you, then please let us know about it. If you have questions, we'll be waiting for your questions a bit. But just to say that the main thing with the new moon, to introduce a new knowledge, is for all of us now, we have, if you see this transmission now, or if you see it later on, okay, the idea is to be introduced to the new concept of sleep, and to the question, to go around with the question, what is sleep? And to realize that sleep is actually a natural process, a very needed process, highly connected to our awake life. It's actually the second part of it, which is very, very important. That during the sleep we need naturally to clean ourselves, to rest, to recharge, and we can also naturally go into higher places than we are during our awake time during the day. But we are living in an unnatural world, which is a huge problem. We are living in neon lights, where we need to put our alarm clocks. We can't live the natural rhythm. A few days ago, I slept with my windows open. So at dawn, there was the light coming in and all the noise of the birds. When they're so excited, you can feel they are filled with the excitement of a new day. Yay! It's a new day! Yay!
I think actually the birds invite the sun to come up.
This is possible. So this is something natural. We should be recharged during the night and be so excited to wake up, to have this gift of life, to experience the new gift of meeting this star, the sun again, getting its energy. It is, in ancient times, the sun and the moon were gods to people, and they really felt it, and they worshipped the sun and the stars and the moon, and it should be like that.
It's magic.
It is magic. Yes, it is natural magic. Natural magic. And today we are so far removed from our natural life, from being able to experience nature and the day and the night. So a lot of people experience problems because of that.
Yeah.
Depression, insomnia. I know so many people who don't sleep well, and of course it affects the
day life and the family and the work and everything. And we can actually speak about it. There is many things we can do. We can actually help ourselves. With some people actually take some pills to sleep well, but we can actually help ourselves. Just maybe tell a little story of a lady that I think she was 80 when I met her, and she told me she don't sleep well, and she already took 2 pills of sleeping a day. a night before sleeping, and she didn't sleep well. And the book also contained a sticker that we can actually
Your book,
stick,
yes, it is.
yeah, stick on a glass and drink some water before we go to sleep, because the sunlight goes through this glass and transparent sticker, which is designed specifically and help. And I said to her, nothing bad can happen, just try, just give it a try. And she was so excited. She said, why nobody offered it to me before I started it? I said, I don't know, but I offer it now. And actually 10 days, she said to me, 10 days, because then she turned again to the pills. She reduced the pills from 2 to 1, and she said, I even didn't need it.
Wow.
I just took it because I was afraid to stay awake.
Amazing.
And it was amazing.
Yes.
It was really amazing. There are so many stories
Yes.
about this. So
Yes. So you can either now or afterwards, you can write down in the comments questions you have about sleep for us. You can write advice, if you do things that work. Yes, your own processes, your own ideas about sleep, write it down, share it. In 2 weeks' time, we'll have a longer process, which will also be made out of your questions and things we have already
and the
prepared,
more questions that came.
and more things that will come, because we are also starting now, whole 2 weeks of getting fuller with the moon about this idea of concept of sleep and night and dreams. And after this video is ended, I will share 2 links. One will be to see Gafnit's book and pre-order it, because it will be published in a month, right? Or less.
Yeah.
And out in September. So this is really exciting, and I really recommend it. It's a beautiful, simple book which you can read every day.
It's in English and in Hebrew. Okay,
Separately.
there is copies in English and copies in Hebrew. And some people already ask if it can be translated to Turkish, Spanish. So if you live in, I don't know, China or somewhere and thinking about it, tell us.
Brazil, yes.
Brazil.
Wonderful. Wow. And we will put a link here on the page, on the new astrology page, for the larger Zoom webinar in 2 weeks' time. So you will be able to join, and that will be in Zoom. So it's an actual webinar which we will see one another. You can send your questions in advance, and we'll have plenty of more processes to do with sleep and night and dreams.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Thank you.
Please stay
Stay
wave,
safe.
send us a heart, say you're here. It would be wonderful to know who joined us.
And be safe at night, be safe in the daytime, in this unique, strange time.
Oh, amazing times. Yes.
Yeah.
And thank you, Gafnit, for being here.
Thank you, Connie, for being here.
And
this research.
Yes, starts, and this research starts.
Yes.
Great. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.